have someone already there connected. So then you're on.
Shalom lekulam. Welcome to our limud. I hope you are well. Baruch Hashem, we are well. We are well from the land of Israel. Yerushalayim, we are well. We still continue learning halachot according to Ben Shchai. Okay.
Someone is here, but you cannot see.
Cannot.
If you see someone here, you just click in the middle.
In the middle there?
Yeah. I'm coming back in 5 minutes.
Okay, say it. Halachot according to Ben Shchai. Halachot on what that deals with the Shabbat light and the Yom Tovim, but Shabbat seems to feature more prominent. Makarapo. Oh, maybe I should get to French. French. Yeah. We get it going. I don't know what is happening here, but Bezrat Hashem, we get there. Shabbat lights. I think the page is in the group. I wanted to believe so. I think I did send it. If not, let me make a double sure here. Let me make double sure. Yes, the page is in the group. It was sent yesterday. Maybe I should no. Yeah, it was sent yesterday. Let's remind ourselves where we have left off yesterday. We dealt with halacha Yud Gimel, which is number 13. The last passage of that halacha, it reads as follows: to enable us to follow the idea is taught in halacha by Ben Shchai. One may therefore not touch the Shabbat lights over which a bracha was recited after they have been lit. You can no longer touch those lights, neither can you move them. Even if one has not yet accepted the Shabbat, even if you do not accept the Shabbat, you cannot touch them according to this halacha. And you may still not do other work forbidden on Shabbat. You can also not do any malacha. Any malacha. Yeah, can. Any work. If the lights were lit before the onset of Shabbat, it is not even permissible to touch the light without moving them. So it is forbidden to add oil to the light once they have been lit. Halacha teaches us to be precise when it comes to when you are performing a mitzvah. Halacha does not demand perfection, but it demands the precise. It is not, I beg your pardon, it is not even permissible to touch the light without moving them. So it is also forbidden to add oil to the light once they have been lit. It is permissible, however, to light another Shabbat light from the flame. And this does not involve touching the wick of the light which has already been lit. That's where we have left off. before yesterday. So we continue with Halacha Yud Dalet, meaning number 14. The light should be lit in the place where they will stand during the Shabbat. What does that mean? Will stand during. If we have learned in the previous halachot, we have learned that you cannot light Shabbat light elsewhere if you intend to have your meals elsewhere. So the Shabbat light should be lit exactly where the place in the room where the meal is going to take place. In order that all can see that they have been lit in honor of Shabbat. In order all see. Who are these all see? Guests. Everyone in the house. Allah continues. They should not be carried somewhere else, even by a non-Jew who does not have to observe the laws of Muktzeh. Neither should they be lit whilst being held by a servant. In other words, you cannot instruct the servant. We wanted to be very kid here, that to be precise, to be exact, that the Torah's mind, when it speaks about the servant, is not the way Umot Olam, meaning the non-Jewish world, understood it or understand it. For somewhere there, I believe it is in Pirkei Avos, when you acquire a servant, you also acquire a master. But this concept of a servant, translated as a slave, in many places is so misunderstood and used by many people, the influential people, nations, to put others down to the point that you don't consider this person as a human. So halacha here says, you cannot instruct your servant to do any kind of work on Shabbat. And also, you can also not tell your servant and said, look, these are my oils. I wanted to. It's about the Shabbat, so I hold this while I light them. No, Allah says no. Allah continues. Thus, even if the lady of the house is unaware, she must still light them in a place where they will remain throughout the Shabbat. Again, Allah emphasizes the idea, what was propounded before in the previous or preceded passage of this halakha. Ganun al Nasa, chapter 41, is one of the body of halachot. Made the reference here. If he is lying in the dining room, she may recite the bracha, and her husband or son may light the light. The light must be in their correct place. And she must be able to see them when she recites the bracha. You see, the halakha brought an element of a blind lady of the house. The husband has got that obligation to light. She recited the bracha. But again, in an event of some of these challenges, we are in the world of constantly change of places, conditions like health and solve all these challenges. Consult your local rabbi to guide you what to do. Halakha continues. The light must be in their correct place. What is a correct place? Correct place meaning where you are going to have a meal. That's the correct place. I did not see an aspect of this halachot that suggests that you should designate a particular corner or a particular room to be the light or to be the correct place for light. No. But halakha put the emphasis on where the meal is going to take place, regardless of whether you wanted to change a room later on or next on, or you change rooms where you take where you partake your meal, whatever, meaning the place where the meal is going to take place, that is the defining factor. It's a correct place to light Shabbat light. Halakha continues. Otherwise, the person who lights them for her must be standing next to them when she recites the bracha, ready to light them immediately. Again, this is the condition that was narrated before. In our previous halachot, we have learned last passage. If the lady of the house is too unwell to get out of the bed and wishes to light the Shabbat light in her bedroom, it would appear that the author permit her to do so. It would appear that the author permits her to do so, provided she recited the bracha over the light before any light in the dining room. Halakha. Shalom, shalom, Rabbi. Halakha dictates that this is one of the challenges that I have just mentioned, and that we have shalom, shalom, Rabbi, that we have been saying or have been taught in this previous halachot. We have learned. It's about the condition. The lady of the house cannot get off the bed because of whatever challenges. So, but it is an obligation to recite the brachot or the bracha over the light of Shabbat light. Rav Payalim, Orach HaChaim, Orach HaChaim, Chaim, sorry, not HaChaim, but Orach Chaim, chapter 15. It's one of the body of the language, particularly in Shulchan Aruch. Where he rules that It's one of the body of the language. I mean, of the halachot, not the language. The body of the halachot taught by Orach Chaim. It's one of the halachic authorities, where he rules that the husband may light in a room which will be used on Shabbat. I repeat that. Where he rules that the husband may light in a room which will be used on Shabbat, provided he light before his wife lights in the dining room. It's not about a competition and who should do what first. No. We know we know all this halachot pertaining to women, lady of the house, despite that it's so misunderstood, like the idea of a eved or slave, whatever it's called. It has been misunderstood by many nations. The concept of halakha that are only pertaining to women, they are also misinterpreted, misunderstood, misconstrued by many nations. They think that a Jewish woman is a slave because she has to do that, she has to do this, and so forth and so. Even those who are claiming to be born Jewish, to a certain extent, they French. They see that, well, maybe not. Shalom, tzadikim, tzadakot. Ma shlomchem?
Boker tov.
Boker tov. Oh, well, this is no longer boker tov to us. But if it is still a boker in your country, boker tov.
Okay, toda rabba.
Baruch Hashem. So, I was just ending this halakha that the concept of halachot pertaining to women or women that are obligated to, many of those who are claiming to be Jewish, and okay, they are Jews, but not in terms of Ariya Kadosh's teaching, not Ariya Kadosh, Ben Shchai's teaching. If you shake away the Torah obligation, it's unfortunately that you are part of the Umot Olam. So these halachot, either they are it's related to men or to women. They are not there to make you a slave, but rather to liberate you from the damage that was caused. So, thank you very much on halakha that we have learned. We are now going to turn to our main limud, and the best of Hashem, we will be off. You wanted this picture, Rabbi? No? You sure? Maybe you need it. It's so beautiful. Kadash, Milah, Shabbat, Chalav. Nachon? Okay. You are from Madagascar?
No, Rabbi, I am from India.
Ah, from India. Oh, Ravi. Oh, my goodness, long time.
Shalom, Rabbi Shimon.
Oh, this is Rabbi. Oh, okay. Yeah, Rabbi Shimon is behind me. Yeah. Rabbi Isha is also behind me. So, the page is in the group on sefer halikutim. That's what we are going to learn today. The passage. This is what is written, and we are going to delve on this specific passage. Vayomer Yehuda, letamar kalato, shevi almana, bet avich, ad igdal, shela, beni, ki, amar, pen, yamut, gamhu, kechav, vatelech, tamara vatashev, Vateshev Beit Aviha. We know this story. And for those okay, for the sake of those who read in translation, let me do it this way. So Yehuda said to his daughter-in-law, but I did not see daughter-in-law in the original text. Okay, never mind. We know, but it was Tamar. Wait as a widow in your father's house until my son Shelah grows up. For he feared lest he also die, as he is a brother, or brothers he did. So Tamara went to live in her father's house. We know this story. Let's look at what Ari Kadosh is going to tell us. But before we get there, let me write the name Tamar. Tamar. I'm sorry, my sincere apology. Tamar. Yes, Tamar. Tamar. That's how we Tamar. And interestingly, when you look at this, there is those are the vowels that goes with the word Tamar. Oh no, Lolo, sorry. Tamar. Yeah, okay. Those are that's the name. We are going to dwell much more on this and the other concept. Let's look at what Ari Kadosh is saying about what Yehuda has said and what lies beneath this word that we usually read. And this is also a refutation, the refutation of claims of religious claims. When I'm talking about religious claims, I'm talking about, for example, Christianity and the others, and Islam and so forth. Why am I using this? Is there any familiarity? Yes, because this Christianity and Islam, they all came into being from Edom. It's not what I'm saying, it's written. So if you support the claim of another one, it's because you can either be one or you can be an associate. So is this refutation is the concept of Moshiach. Here we see also the concept of Moshiach being alluded to, not in the name Tamar, but we will see. Besot Hashem. Ariya Kadosh. Ariya Kadosh, we say, teaches as follows: sefer halikutim, Parashat Vayeshev. Vayomer Yehuda leTamar, Kalto. Kalto, he's a bride. Here it says he's a bride. Romez, Hala Shechina, Sheolechet, Anu, Begalut. Achara Shearag, Kol Hadrodot, Haraim, Shehayu, Ad, Ve'onan. Hey. So Yehuda said it to his daughter-in-law, but here it says in the text itself, it says Kalto. His bride, whatever it says, but it means daughter-in-law, and we know that she was a daughter-in-law. Yehuda said to his daughter-in-law Tamar, is an allusion to the Shekhinah who accompanies us, Anu, in a galut, in exile, after God killed off all the evil generations who are and Onan. We know that Yehuda had two sons, and each one of these married this lady called Tamar, and they all passed on. The Torah and Ariya Kadosh says here, Hashem killed them. He killed them. There must be the reason why he killed them. And here it says the evil generations. So they were evil generation that descended from Yehuda. He killed them. Ariya Kadosh continues. Shevi almana ala she'amar haita ke'almana beit avich shetzarich shetiheh ke'almana begalut. Wait as a widow, as it is written. As it is written, where is it written? In Aicha, translated as lamentation. Chapter 1 and the Pasuk 1, meaning verse 1. As is written, has become a widow. Who is become a widow? Meaning the Shekhinah, it appears that she is like a widow. Is compared to like a widow. Has to be like a widow during the exile. She has to be like, because the Shekhinah should have a partner. Let's continue with one or two more passages, and then we call it off. Beit Avich Shehu Akadosh Baruch Hu. In your father's house. In your father's house? What does that mean? Yehuda is telling Tamar, his daughter-in-law, go home to your father's house until my son Shelah grows. But Ariel Kadosh says, in your father's house? Yes, in your father. What does that refer to? He says, this refers to the Holy One, blessed be Akadosh Baruch Hu. What does that mean? It could mean that the life of a Jew oh, maybe I shouldn't jump the gun. I shouldn't be fast. Let's take one more, not one more. Let's continue. Velo tavo ad igdal shela. Shiadain uhu katan. Roche Romal. Ad shetimale meayud. Shehu haor haerion. Kemash. Okay. Ovadia. Okay, Ovadia. Okay. Hine. Katon nititich bagoim bezoi ata mead. And wait until my son Shelah grows up, implying that Shelah, he was still young. What is this young really mean? Ariel Kadosh continues the translation to the best of my ability. This means that until he, Shelah, is filled with the letter Yud, indicating the supernal light. This is alluded to in the verse, behold, I have made you a small amongst the nations. You are very despised. This refers to the Jewish nation, or the nation of Israel. They are being regarded as the smallest nation compared to the nations of the world, all among the nations of the world. And the children of Israel are despised. What is Yud? Let's look at this. Yud. In other words, is just this. When you have got, for example, Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. Here Yakadosh is referring to the first letter of Havaya. Let's continue. Veta'am Shegazar Shetie Almana Ki Amar Pen Yimot Gamhu Ki Echav Roche Romao Shetie Almana Velohie La Zivug Adi Beat Amoshiach Shehu Shegdal Shela Veta'am. And what it could be the reason? And this is the reason why Yehuda decreed that did I read this before? that she should be, she should, not that she, decreed that should be like a widow is because he feared lest he dies, meaning who? Shelah, as he did his brother. Therefore, she remains a widow without a husband until the Messiah comes. That is until Shelah grows. Last, ki amara peni imot gamuhu keachav hataam iki bechol או בכל דור ודור בא לעולם הזה ניצוץ המשיח ברצון האל אם הדור זכה ואם לא עולב הוא מת או הורגים אותו על הקדושות השם כאשר אירע לרע עקיבא בזמן בן כעזיבה ואחרים רבים הנעלמים ממינו because he feared lest he die as he did his brothers. This is because in every generation, meaning in every generation of the Am Israel, a spark of Moshiach comes to the world in accordance with God's will. This implies that we do not know truly who is a Moshiach, and probably he doesn't know whether he is Moshiach. If the generation is worthy, if this is a contingent to our behaviors, our own conduct, and there is no better and a worthy conduct or behavior than living true Torah life. It's not about me having this kippah. It's not about me being called, Rabbi El Natan Hanan. Oh yes, you know, your Gemara, your teaching is so powerful, it's so inspiring. It's not about that. Because you can train an animal to do that. But does not mean an animal is a human. It's just an animal. If not, he dies or he is killed as a Messiah. As happened to Rabbi Akiva in time of Ben Kotzva and in many other cases, we do not even know about. We end here. Let's go and explain quickly. I'm going to one passage that I have just read. Let's look at the word Shelah. How it's written, Shelah. Shelah is Shin, Yud, Lamed, Hey. And what about the word Dishilo? Shila? Okay, maybe I should do it. We remember it was still this week in the Limud of Rabbi Pinchas. Most of you, most of us, we have learned that a person called a Rasha, a person who is called Rasha, has simply lost two letters. And these letters are in the name Havaya, and they are all masculine letters. Which letters are those that a Reshaim seems to have lost or has lost? Is this Yud, and Vav. And we know that everything that comes to us here, probably the lowest, not probably, the lowest part of the world of Asiya, meaning the last hay, it has to reach us through this structure, meaning all the lights that we are familiar with, that are closer to us, is the light called Hay and the Vav. Because these two first light, the light of Yud has to go and close itself, or has to descend into the first Hay, which is Abba and the Ima. And we have also learned this week that these two lights, as soon as they reach the Yesod, they become Yosef. So by the same token, when the Ariya Kadosh and when the Torah give us a narrative that Shelah must grow. It's not about the physical growth of Shelah. It's not about him growing up physically. That is not how the Torah measure the growth of a person. It refers to maturity, meaning the mentality of these two letters, Yud and Hey, meaning Abba and Ima. Their mentality should go down to their son called Za. It's only when it has descended, when those two lights have descended, have gone down to the head of the Vav and push down the other Mochin down, it's only when this Vav become mature. In other words, if you do not have it, what is the Mochin of any member of the nation of Israel? is the Torah. How do I know that? That's exactly the beginning of the speech, the last speech of Moshe Rabbeinu in his farewell speech. The Torah we have got, the Torah he gave us, he said, it's our chokhmah, it's our binah, it's our dat. It's in Devarim. If I'm not mistaken, it's chapter 4. I mean, chapter 9, if I'm not mistaken. So, what was Yehuda telling Tamar? Yehuda was telling Tamar that go to your father's house, but this is not literally. It has taken place literally, but it's an allusion to something high. So that's why do not learn in every situation, because there is a message in every situation. And be careful, just like the Chazal says, do not disdain anything, and do not take, okay, I forgot exactly the word they have used in English, but do not just disdain or do not disdain. It's in Pirkei Avos, and I believe it should be chapter 5. I use my own word. Be careful how you treat a human being, regardless whether it belongs to your family or is not, belongs to your faith or is not. Be careful. Why? Because every man has got his hour. You do not know what is embedded in that person. You and I do not know the plan, the supernal plan of the Shamayim. I'm referring now, not to Shamayim in the sense of Shamayim, but I'm referring to Akadosh Baruch Hu's plan. We do not know, you and I do not know. So, yes, it has taken effect here in this world, but the main thing is it all started from there. Just as we could not have a proper union, meaning a yichud here in this world, until or unless it started from here. This two light has to mashpia or mashpia, has to influence the down lines, meaning vav and the hey. Is only we are able to have a union. More so, Yehuda is hinting to Tamar that the Yud has to come into Shelah, because Yud is Chokhmah. Until that descended to the level of all into the brain of Shelah, Shelah is not ready to take a wife. In other words, to take Malchut. In other words, to elevate Malchut. In other words, to be a partner with the Shekhinah. I have run out of my time, and much more to say. And the best of Hashem, we will continue tomorrow, because you see, when you look at this, for example, the Gematria value of Shelah, we are familiar with this basic Gematria value. Shin is 300, Yud is 10, Lamed is 30, He is 5. Together, all total, all equals to 345. And this is what? The same Gematria value of the name Moshe. Moshe, which in translation people are called Moses, is not Moses, it's Moshe. Moshe, the Gematria value of his name, meaning the 3 letters, they've got the same Gematria value. Shelah has to have that mochin of Chokhmah in order to deal with this reality. But let's come fine. We will continue with the same theme tomorrow based on Hashem. Let's end with the word Tamar. Who is the Tamar? Who was she? Let's look at it. Let's divide this word Tamar into two. You know, let's play with. That's how I was taught by Rabbi Pinchas, my Rosh Yeshiva. Let's play with the word and the letters. If I cut Resh, right? If I separate Resh from the two initial letters, what do I have? Tam. What is Tam? Rabbanim. What is Tam?
Simple.
What does simple really mean?
Simple means someone, simple in the sense of pure.
Pure. Purity, pure. Tam, meaning pure. Pure. In the name Tamar, we have got the concept of purity. And again, let's come to the same two letters. If I change the position of these two letters, meaning I take mem to the behind the tav, what do I have? Rabbanim? If I take the mem of the word tam, if I take the mem behind the letter tav, what do I have? Met, meaning death. Could it be that? Could it be that also at face value? Could it be that this Yehuda was also hinting? How so? Why would I reason that? Because the first husband of Tamar passed on, and the second one passed on, and the Torah, Ariya Kadosh says, they are the evil generations. Kadosh Baruch Hu has to kill them. Okay, could it be that they are these two letters, by changing the position of the letter, is hinting to the same thing? Death. I look at that, and again, let's look at these very letters. Hebrew has got levels. It has got levels. Now, in most cases, when you find a word in Hebrew with a tav at the beginning, my little knowledge of Hebrew tells me that it can be either an instruction or it can be a future tense. Hardly, I'm not saying there is not. There are many. Like a tam, we've got tam. But what if, say for example, because if I separated these two letters, I mean this way, if I separate it off, what do I have? Then I have got mar. Mar. What is mar? Bitter. Bitter? Yes, bitter. Mar. What is this beta really? What does it hint to? It must be referred to something. And look at this letter. The letter Tav. You remember the word they met? You remember the word met, death, and truth? Again, it ends with the same letter. This is the concept of din, concept of judgment. Concept of judgment. What does the concept of judgment is it doing it there in the name, in the word Tamar? I leave it there for today, but Hashem, we will continue with the same theme. Thank you very much for affording me this platform to share with you. We meet tomorrow. Be'ezrat Hashem. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen. Amen. If you have got a question, please do not hesitate to send it in the group or to any one of the Rabbanim. I think you have got their numbers. Rabbi Shimon, I'm down here. How do I?
It's on the way. It's on the way. I don't know. Comment ça va? J'ai été fâché. Pas fini la discussion. Ils ont spoke yesterday.
Ah non, on t'a pas dit.
What's happening here?
Non, on n'est pas fâché. J'ai dû travailler. Parce que là, je vais pas venir. Attends. On est encore en live.
Offline now?
Oui.